Hello, my name is Tad Dowse, and I am the Executive Director for the 501c3 nonprofit EDU Everything. Today, I'm here to talk to you about our latest program, Drones in School. Since 2004, our organization has operated the National Robotics Challenge that was originally founded in 1986, making it the longest-running robotics competition in the world. About 4 years ago, we had a number of students who approached us about adding a drone racing competition to our annual event. We met with a number of leaders in the drone racing community and hosted an exhibition drone racing event at our 2018 National Robotics Challenge. It was very clear from our first exposure that students were very excited about this opportunity, and we needed to figure out how to investigate if we could include this in our programming. As we worked through all the options available, we decided the best choice for this initiative would be to create a new program focusing on the many kinds of common technology skills that are currently desired in the classroom. We pair those with the hook of creating a drone racing team to offer an exciting and innovative program for middle school and high school students throughout the world. Drones in School was designed by classroom educators and administrators who see value in developing engaging opportunities that involve hands-on learning for students. Drones in School utilizes small-scale drone technology, allowing students to develop technical skills through a process that is safe and scalable for the classroom environment. As you'll see in this presentation, students not only get to race drones, but they're also involved in design, engineering, marketing, project management, graphic design, 3D printing, and a number of other high-demand skills that position them well for a future career. In 2020, we formed a partnership with the Collegiate Drone Racing Association and MultiGP, the world's largest drone racing organization, to found the MultiGP STEM Alliance. As part of the MultiGP STEM Alliance, students will be able to apply the knowledge gained throughout their life. Drones in School teams work through a 5-step process to prepare for each competitive event. This process is similar to the engineering design loop, or maybe you've heard of Plan, Do, Study, Act, also known as the PDSA cycle. Over the next few minutes, I will go through each of these steps and lay out a little more detail about what's involved in having a drone racing team. During the plan stage, teams will need to develop their brand and identity, start creating their budget, and begin raising capital through team sponsorship. I often explain to groups that your students are basically creating a business, and that business is a drone racing team. Just like other racing teams, we encourage our groups to partner with business and industry in your area for sponsorship and mentorship. We also leverage curriculum resources from the Project Management Institute. As a longtime proponent of project-based learning, I had never realized there was a body of knowledge around project management that I could access to better understand the skills needed for students in the workforce. One entity that curates that body of knowledge is the Project Management Institute. This organization also operates an educational foundation that offers free resources for you to use in your classroom. As we began studying project management, we realized that many educators serve as the project manager for most of the projects happening in their classroom. This is often an overwhelming and daunting task, and we believe that this is one reason why many teachers face burnout and frustration with project-based learning. By using the resources available from the Project Management Institute, you will place a student in the role of project manager, and you, the teacher, will move up to the role of project sponsor. The project sponsor gives the final approval, provides the resources necessary to complete a project, but the project manager, in this case the student, is the one who tracks timelines, scope, and manages their fellow team members to ensure the project is completed. Regardless of if you choose to start a drone in school program, I hope you check out the Project Management Institute Education Foundation resources for use at your school. In the design phase, teams will create a variety of assets. This will include the team logo and designing a frame for the racing drone. All those students start with a commercially available drone frame. Depending on their age group, they will need to modify that frame so they can carry the required payload for the season. Or they'll need to design and manufacture a new frame from scratch. Most of our teams utilize 3D computer aided design or CAD software and additive manufacturing, known as 3D printing technology, for this process. Details regarding the specifications and requirements are listed in the annual Drones in School Season Guide. If you do not already have a CAD program that you use with your students, we have had many teams have great success with a program called Onshape. Onshape's cloud-based solution is a great option for schools since it is platform agnostic and works on nearly any web-enabled device, including Chromebooks. Onshape also has a great set of tutorials and even micro badges your students can earn as they increase their knowledge and skills around 3D modeling. Now we get to the make stage of the season, and there are many things that need to be made. First off, as I mentioned when talking about design, students will need to either make an attachment or a new frame for the racing drone. Students will also be creating a portfolio that showcases the work they have done, a marketing video to promote their team, and a team display that showcases the highlights from their season in a science fair kind of board format. I'll talk more about this later in presentation. Many of our teams do choose to utilize 3D printer technology for various aspects of creating what they need. However, 3D printers are not a requirement of this program, but they sure are useful when it comes to creating prototypes. On the screen, you'll see some examples of design work completed by students on the High Five drone team when they competed in our program last year. Notice how the team drives their branding through all aspects of the competition. You'll also see examples from the team's Facebook page, photorealistic renderings of the team's racing drone design, and their unique stair-step display that features all of their racing frame designs as they worked through the iterative process of innovation to create a functional racing drone. Now it's time for students to work through the test phase. In this phase, students will need to test and improve their drone designs. Students will put their drone through its paces and test all aspects. As they work through the engineering process, they will need to make changes to the design. These are documented in their portfolio and shared through their team display and possibly even their marketing video. It is important to note that throughout the 5-step process outlined, students may need to circle back to earlier steps if issues arise. Many times that happens right here in the testing stage. Rarely does a design work flawlessly the first time, and students often need to return to the planning stage to figure out what went wrong and begin the process of modifying their design or their plans. One really cool thing your students will do when it comes to the testing phase is utilizing the open source software Betaflight to set up and tune their racing drone. Although our program does not involve any coding per se, Betaflight does provide a wonderful window into the firmware and algorithms that make drone flight possible. As students increase their expertise and push to get more from their racing drone, they can access PID tuning, throttle curves, and other settings to optimize the response available to each pilot's individual preferences. Also, since Betaflight is open source software, students who are interested in coding can even get involved with the updates to the software itself. Now we are on to the last step, the race. Racing teams prepare their drone, video, portfolio, and display for each competition. Each of these items is analyzed by the event judging team based on a rubric that can be found in the annual season guide. Teams will participate in two types of races, a head-to-head race and a capture the flag race during the face-to-face event. We also offer monthly virtual races where teams can record head-to-head race results and submit their video, their portfolio, and pictures of their display through an online portal. This allows any school to set up a track at their location and participate in global events from the comfort of home. By participating in face-to-face or virtual events, teams can earn points throughout the season in hopes of earning an invitation to the national race at the end of April. In 2022, our national race will be held in Orlando, Florida on April 27th and 28th in cooperation with AUVSI Exponential Convention. Exponential is the premier conference for unoccupied systems, and students will not only get to compete with teams from around the U.S. in drones in school, but they will also be exposed to the latest technology in the exciting field of drones. For our Capture the Flag race, which you can see on the screen, there is a red team and a blue team, and each team races 2 drones. On the field, there are 10 Capture the Flag beacons. 5 of them begin the race blue, and 5 of them are red. When the official starts the race, both teams lift off from their starting pad and fly their 2 drones into the field to hover over top of any opposite color beacon, triggering the ultrasonic sensor and flipping the color to their team. Once a beacon flips color, the opposite team can flip it back to score it for them by flying over it with their drone. This back and forth action continues, with each team trying to maximize their points before the 2-minute time for the race expires. At the end of the race, teams score 5 points for each beacon that is their color, and they earn an additional 10 points for each drone that is landed back on their starting pad before time ran out. For the head-to-head races, teams utilize the first-person view camera on the racing drone to fly through a series of gates and flags that define a race course. For head-to-head racing, each team fields 1 pilot. If a pilot misses an obstacle, they must go back and pick it up before continuing on the race course. If a drone flips over or gets stuck, the pilot is assisted by the team spotter, who will go on to the race course and upright the drone so it can continue flight, or they may need to retrieve it if it needs repairs. Here you'll see the first-person view camera angle from the drone flight. So this is what the pilot is actually seeing on the goggles. This is their perspective as they're flying. As you can see, it's kind of an out-of-body experience. You'll also notice that the image is not HD, right? It's not a 4K video footage. It is an analog flight. However, the latency of the video signal is extremely low, making it possible to have nearly instantaneous reaction so you can fly the drone at high speed. At a race event, awards are given in 5 categories: design and engineering, portfolio and display booth, marketing video, capture the flag racing, and head-to-head racing. Teams earn points based on their race performance and how the judges score their display booth, engineering and technical skills, their marketing video, and their portfolio. These scores are combined to award the overall race event champion. This structure provides the opportunity for any student to be involved in this program and find success. In most cases, the team with the best pilot does not always become the overall event champion, but the team who is really invested in the engineering, technical, and marketing aspects of the Drones in School program comes out on top. Here are a few examples of team displays. As you can see, branding and the marketing aspects of are important parts to showcasing your team. Additionally, making space for sponsors and documenting the various drone designs help each team tell the story of their progress for the season. A Drones in School team consists of 3 to 6 students who fill 6 required job roles for their group. With the exception of the project manager, team members can fill one or multiple roles depending on the needs of your group and how you decide to structure your team. For the project management role, this can only be one person, and this person oversees the project management of all key deliverables and ensures that all equipment is ready for the competition. This includes organizing time, materials, equipment for competing, and all aspects of the project. The project manager will need to work with all members to ensure tasks are progressing on time and offer assistance as needed. The project manager will also serve as the main point of contact for the team advisor and the Drones in School personnel at all events. The manufacturing engineer is responsible for advising team members on the manufacture of the drone and the constraints of the machining or manufacturing processes chosen. The manufacturing engineers will work with the design engineer to report and solve any problems with the construction of the drone and work with the drone technician to make repairs. The manufacturing engineer may also oversee the construction of the display booth. The drone technician is responsible for ensuring all components of the drone are installed and working properly. Drone technicians are responsible for using the configuration software, Betaflight, to adjust flight operation of the drone. The drone technician must also ensure that all team members are following the correct operating procedures and protocols for setting, modifying, and operating the camera and radio frequencies of an event. The design engineer is responsible for the styling and the aerodynamic performance of the drone and design of the display booth. Design engineers will need to work with the manufacturing engineer and the drone technician to ensure these ideas can be realized, repaired, and maintained. The graphic designer is responsible for producing the drone color scheme, the team logo, the identity, any special sponsorship logos, final graphic renderings, and any additional team marketing materials. The graphic designer will need to work with all team members to coordinate the design and production for the display booth, the portfolio, the team uniform, and video presentation. The marketing coordinator is responsible for developing and managing the team brand strategy. This includes overseeing fundraising campaigns and managing sponsor team relationships. The marketing coordinator works closely with other team members to ensure materials and presentations align with the team brand. The marketing coordinator also oversees production of the team's video presentation. Now, one job you might have expected to see, but probably didn't, is that of a pilot. For the Drones in School program, we believe any student can be a pilot. Becoming a pilot is a learned skill that anyone can develop with practice and persistence. Throughout the course of the season, the pilot role may change based on performance, testing, and practice races held at your school. We encourage all students involved with the Drones in School program to try their hand at being the pilot for their team. It's a lot of fun, and it might even open some doors to a future hobby or a career. To help our team advisors get their program started, we provide free curriculum for all registered Drones in School teams. Currently, the curriculum is free for anyone, regardless of their Drones in School registration status. The curriculum is divided into units covering most aspects of the knowledge needed to field a successful team. Units are also tagged for the 6 job roles required in the Drones in School program. You could choose to have all students do every part of the curriculum, or you can have each job role focus only on the units that relate to their specific tasks. Either way, you have resources at your fingertips to help you get started with a drone racing program for your school. And, of course, you will probably need some equipment, unless you already have racing drones available. As I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, our organization is a 501c3 nonprofit focused on encouraging the business of making for our schools, students, and educators. We are not a retail store, and we do not sell products. However, we did realize early on that many educators find the task of sourcing and vetting the huge number of drone racing options quite daunting. We also realized early in the history of our program that it would be nearly impossible to support schools with curriculum unless we specified some equipment options. To provide as many options as feasible for us to support, we recommend 2 different drone platforms for schools to get started. The Junior Racer, the red one you see on the screen, was jointly developed by members of the Multi-GP STEM Alliance to offer a powerful racing drone with professional capabilities. The white drone is the commercially available Emax Tiny Hawk 2. The Tiny Hawk 2 is a fantastic starter drone, and it's perfect for a team or teacher who has no experience with radio control technology or FPV racing. Now, as I said, these are not requirements. Teams can also source parts from a variety of resources and online stores to custom build the racing drones they feel would best meet all the requirements of the competition. All the specifications and regulations can be found in our annual season guide on our website, dronesinschool.com. So how can you get involved? Well, first of all, you should go to our website and join our email newsletter. You can subscribe under About, Contact Us. If you are ready to get started, you can register your team or attend one of our online workshops where you will receive one of our supported drone kits through 3 2-hour online Zoom sessions. You will learn how to configure, operate, and maintain your drone. You can also become an event partner and host races for our program. Event partners can be schools or other organizations with access to a large event space, such as a gymnasium or a conference center. Details for all these options can be found on our website, dronesinschool.com. To wrap up, I'd like to show you a short highlight video so you can see what all the excitement is about. Thank you so much for stopping in to learn more about the Drones in School program and how you can have your students build micro drones in your classroom. I hope this has piqued your interest, and I encourage you to investigate all the various drone-related programs available. However, if you're looking for a drone racing option for students that provides great opportunities to cover a wide variety of technology-related content, Drones in School might be for you. Thanks again, and have a great day.